Here is a formula. It is A equals B times the quantity squared of D minus C. And underneath all of that you have an E. You must solve for C. C is the chosen variable and you must solve for it. You must begin getting things away from the C. You can't do anything with this up here yet because you have everything divided by E. If you're going to divide by E and you want to undo that, you must do the opposite, which is multiply. So if I multiply this side by E and this side by E, I can now cancel out the E there and be left with AE on the left and then B times the quantity squared of D minus C. We still cannot do anything with this inside the parentheses because those parentheses have a B on it. And to get rid of the B, you must divide both sides by B. When you do that, the B's cancel out, and you're left with AE over B equals the quantity squared of D minus C. We still cannot do anything with the C inside because it still has the D minus with it and the quantity is squared. We have to get rid of the quantity squared in order to be able to manipulate inside of that. To get rid of the quantity squared, you must square root both sides. So the square root of this side, the square root of that side. We'll leave you with the square root of AE over B equals D minus C. Now we have to get the C by itself. To get that C by itself, I need to move this D over to this side, change the operation. So I would have the square root of AE over B and then minus D outside of that whole quantity. Do not put it under the square root sign. And then set it equal to a negative C. The C still has a negative sign on it, and to get rid of that negative sign, I must divide both sides by negative 1. When I do that, the sign of everything is changed on the left, so I now have a negative square root of AE over B, and then plus D. And finally, we have C by itself. Our formula here is AB minus C equals DE, and you're going to solve for B. B is on the left side. We can't do anything with this A until we get rid of the plus or minus stuff that's over there. So to do that, I would have AB left on the left, and this minus C will go to the right and become plus C. We can get this B by itself by dividing both sides by A. So the A's cancel out and you're left with B equals DE plus C over A. We want to keep A squared on the left and move the 2B over to the right side. And it'll become positive 2B and then plus C. So you'll need the square root of both sides to get A equals the square root of 2B plus C. We are looking to get A by itself, and to do that, our first step is to move the D to the right side. And it becomes minus D. Now we have to get rid of the quantity squared, and to do that, you need the square root of both sides. And that leaves you with A plus C equals the square root of E minus D. And to get A by itself, you must move that C to the right side. So that leaves you with the square root of E minus D and then minus C. We must get C by itself. And to get C off of the bottom of that fraction, you would have to multiply this side by c and this side by c. When you do that, the c's cancel there and you're left with a squared b equals c times the quantity d minus 5. Now to get the c by itself, here, we're going to have to divide both sides by d minus 5. Doing that will leave us with a squared b over d minus 5 equals c, because these cancel out.